There's secrets to life. At least that's what all the gurus and all the religions keep telling us, right? Whether it's the belief in Christianity or in the law of attraction, or if it's in the Buddhist concepts, there's always seems to be things about life that we're striving to find because we're struggling and we're hurting inside and we're trying to make sense of it all. So we reach out and we're trying to find those secrets of life. Many of these secrets revolve around very similar and basic concepts about being positive or negative in the way that you approach living and what we choose to hold on to. So one of the things I want to talk about today is one of the practices that I do, and I'd like to share it with you, about how to try to make a difference in the way that you process life. We've talked before about biases and how biases can impact the way that you perceive the life around you. Biases is basically just the collection of all of the decisions and the experiences that you've had throughout your entire life being brought to bear on every single choice that is before you. Every one of them. But you still have that capacity to choose. And so the basic one today is this. There is really a stimulus that happens. That stimulus is going to be modified by the base fabric of how our personality works. That base fabric is then going to have layers added to it, which are things like attachment styles, belief systems. And then on top of all of that are armors, things that are like triggers, defensiveness, or joys. Armor doesn't have to necessarily be a bad thing. But when we have an impulse occur, we get to make a basic decision with that. We can either have it go positive or we can have it go negative. And if it goes positive, then we have the chance of dealing with that situation with things that aren't going to collapse us, because we're not thinking that they're going to necessarily hurt us. It's not that things don't hurt. This is that concept of equanimity, this concept of having experiences that don't pull us down. But really, it's just the concept of realizing that we're not in danger. But if it goes negative, we have to make a very quick analysis of whether or not that impulse is actually something that is just fear, which is an illusion in some aspects. It is something that is perceived, it is a warning, but not necessarily a reality of danger, or if it's actually danger. And if it's danger, you just get out. Whatever the situation is, you get out. If you have a partner that's cheating on you, that's danger. Get out, right? If you're about to get into a car crash, you're going to make decisions while you're driving to get out of that dangerous situation the best that you possibly can. So as you go through life, use this one little trick. If you are feeling yourself tightening up, where your emotions are starting to slide into defensiveness, which is one of those one of those armors, then think about it and just ask yourself, am I in danger? And if you're not, go, okay, I'm afraid of something. What am I afraid of? Okay, name it, label it, breathe through it for a second, and remind yourself, I'm not in danger with what's going on here. And then try to envision it on the positive side. Pull that fear over to something that's not going to be pulling you down, something that you can build off of and have a more enjoyable experience with. It doesn't mean that things aren't hard, and things are hard. There's a lot of hard things that can happen in life. But if you can get a better impulse control over what's going on and helping yourself get onto the positive side and not onto the negative side, you'll see a shift in your life. If you're a fearful avoidant, or if you are an anxious, preoccupied attachment style, you'll see that if you go through this practice, which is very much based in Stoicism, right? And if you can go through this practice and go, you know what, I'm not in danger. Why am I freaking out? Breathe, remember the good things, reassociate things on the positive things, start thinking about it positively. And those scenarios will change your life from being constantly being pulled into a negative path where you're reactionary to things, and you'll actually be able to start being more proactive to things and have better response capacities. It's a challenge. I'd love to hear if any of you have stories or feedback about this type of a concept, or if you try it, I'd love for you to come back and tell us about your experience. And if you have questions, like always, throw them in the comments below or reach out to me by email. I hope that you guys are all doing great. I'm hoping that the things that I'm trying to share with you can help you build a more positive life, and as well as build a more happy and stable environment for relationships. If you love what you're seeing, do me a favor and follow, tell your family and friends. My goal is to try to really just help the world live a more peaceful life with a lot more love and security. Appreciate your time, and I hope that you have a great day.